welcome back to Top 5 Tuesdays. Today we're going to be talking about Masters of Cinema. Yes, Eureka, Masters of Cinema, a company, a label that releases old classic films that I don't think I've talked about them that much, have I? Really? No, not that much. Okay, I'll talk about them all the time. And I'm going to talk about them a little bit more today because it'll be Top 5 Masters of Cinema Blu-rays, so not the films themselves. Even though they're all great films, these wouldn't be, I suppose, my 5 favourite films out of the collection, but my 5 best Blu-rays, I think, in terms of special features, the cover artwork, the presentation, the transfer, the way the film looks and everything, just the all-round package. So yeah, and also just the ones that I own, obviously, because there's quite a few I don't own yet. But let's just get right into it, and yeah, number 5. It's a documentary. Spine number 5 in the series is For All Mankind, a documentary about the moon landings. Fantastic film. An absolutely amazing documentary. Anyone who believes that the moon landings were faked, just watch this and tell me again if you still think that they're fake, because it's all here in the footage and it looks fantastic on Blu-ray. I mean, Al Reinert, who directed the film, went to all the NASA archives, and the film is presented entirely through archival footage and archival audio from interviews of astronauts who were there. So there's no real kind of narration or kind of contemporary stuff in this film. It is all just pure archival footage presented in a fantastic way, and a great kind of, it builds up to the kind of the takeoff and the missions and the mission control and then landing on the moon, and like all footage of different kind of missions that were on the moon, and astronauts running around. It's fantastic, amazing film, and the Blu-ray is great. I love how the discs have the moon on them. You got the Blu-ray and the DVD. Great booklet as always, and tons of special features. A documentary about the documentary, an audio commentary, new high definition transfer which is supervised by the director himself, and loads of like NASA sound archive and liftoff footage. So brilliant release. Number 4 is a Fritz Lang masterpiece, Spine number 9 in the collection, M, which is an amazing film. It's been released by Criterion as well. Just a fantastic film. Almost that alone puts it on this list. It's just an absolute masterpiece. Starring Peter Lorre, who is a brilliant actor from that time, and he portrays a child killer in Berlin who's being hunted down, and it's just amazing. It's the first sound film that Fritz Lang made, and he really plays with sound in an interesting way in this film. He doesn't just go, okay, I'm going to use sound in the film so there'll be characters talking. He kind of uses it and cuts it out at times and makes it, add to the tension of the film. It's just amazing. And the special feature, you've got 2 audio commentaries. You've got the original 1932 British release of the film, which is presented in its entirety in 1080p on Blu-ray. It doesn't look as good as the restoration on the German version, the German print, but it features some different actors, and it features Peter Lorre doing his performance in English. So it's an amazing special feature to include. And then you've got the booklet, documentary about the film. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant, just can't fault it. An amazing film that everyone should see. Number 3, this isn't a film that I really enjoyed that much. I appreciate it for what it was, but it's very, I think I need to give it a rewatch, but I do recognise it as being one of the classics, one of the greats, and featuring perhaps one of the best performances of all time. Spine number 50 is The Passion of Joan of Arc, which is, again, the source of the packaging puts this on the list more than anything. You've got a great, thick cardboard outer not box. Well, yeah, I guess it's an outer box, slip box, I guess you could say. And then on the inside you have the steelbook and a huge booklet. Now this comes in the steelbook version or just a normal Amaray case, a clear case, but the Amaray case does have the outer box as well. So you got the fantastic book, which is absolutely packed full of stuff. It's one of the biggest booklets they've done outside of the kind of big box sets like the Mizoguchi set. I think it's about 100 pages. I think it is a 100-page book actually. Tons of stuff in here, tons of information. I haven't even begun to delve into this yet. And then you've got the amazing steelbook, which features, of course, I forget her name now, the actress who portrays Joan of Arc in the film, and her mesmerising performance, which is captured there on the steelbook. Just brilliant. The packaging alone puts it up there, but then you've got 3 discs, and I can't remember how many, but when I loaded up the menu I was like, wow, okay, there's like 5 or 6 different ways to watch the film. You can watch the film in different frame rates, and you can watch the film with different scores. And I think that there is 5 ways to watch the film. You know, this is brilliant. I mean, they've got different scores, or you can watch it without the score, which I think was how it was originally intended to be seen. So lots of options to actually watch the film. And then what else have you? Yeah, you can watch it in both 20 frames per second, 24 frames per second. There's another version of the film that circulated in France and around the world for decades before the rediscovery of Dreyer's director's cut. Video demonstration of the restoration. It is a 100-page book. So yeah, I mean, they just went above and beyond with this release. Absolutely brilliant. Highly recommend picking it up and checking the film out. It is a depressing film, but it is a mesmerizing film, and again, her performance in this is just one of the rawest and most powerful I've ever seen on screen, I think. Number 2, this one, I was almost debating whether to put this as number 1, but it's going to be number 2 for me. It is Fritz Lang's Metropolis, and this is the new Steelbook version. I got the original Steelbook version a few days ago from Vezius, thanks again, man. And yeah, this is probably the best version to get because it has the Giorgio Moroder cut, and another documentary that's not on the original release, which I have here as well. Just the normal standard edition you can pick up for a very good price. And this is just amazing. I mean, you have a 150-minute version of the film which is being reconstructed and restored in 2010 using footage that was previously thought to be lost. 25 new minutes of footage. There's a new 2010 Symphony Orchestra studio recording of the original score. That's one of the things that a lot of silent films don't have, is the original score. Sometimes there wasn't one, or if there was, the music had been lost, and so you get to kind of experience this film pretty much as close to, you know, the way it was in 1927, you know. It's just fantastic. And then there's like special features. There's an hour-long documentary about the rediscovery of the film. Of course, you've got the booklet as well. There's a full-length audio commentary. It's an amazing release. And then the new Steelbook version, which I think is still available in some places, quite limited, but you can still get it, I think, for a decent price. And this has another version of the film, the Moroder cut, which is kind of color tinted and using 80s pop music and stuff. I haven't checked it out yet. And there's another documentary on there as well. So Eureka, they really have just blown away all the competition when it comes to Metropolis, I think, and they've presented it in just the best possible way you could imagine. And now we go to number 1, but before we do, there's going to be 5 honorable mentions, which I'll rattle through very quickly. These are kind of, again, great releases, but also great films as well. So you got like the Ballad of Narayama, which just recently went out of print. This is an amazing film. There's some great special features on it, but above all else, the film just really speaks for itself. A fantastic film by Shohei Imamura. Then we have Faust, which is an amazing silent film by F.W. Murnau. Always forget how to pronounce his name, and I'm still not sure which one's correct. This is an amazing silent film, but it also has the export version of the film, which features like different angles and stuff. Only on DVD, but still pretty cool. An hour-long documentary on the film, an audio commentary, a video piece with Tony Raines, a video comparison of both versions of the film, 44-page booklet. It's an amazing film, and there's lots of great content on there. That's another top release from Eureka. Another one would be Harakiri, which doesn't have many special features, but the film speaks for itself again. It's just an amazing samurai drama starring the amazing Tatsuya Nakadai, one of the best actors of all time in my opinion. He gives a great performance in this. That's a Masaki Kobayashi film, a fantastic Japanese director. Then this one, it's just one of the ones that I just think, like, how lucky are we to get a film like this on Blu-ray? Die Nibelungen, Fritz Lang's 1924 fantasy epic, like near 5 hours long. It's 2 films in one, and you get both films. You get a disc for each film, so they maxed out the bit rate. It looks fantastic. They've really just went above and beyond with this film, and it is an absolute masterpiece, which, you know, more people need to see. And again, just the fact that you get all 5 hours of this film on Blu-ray in high definition, looking fantastic in 2015, or you know, almost 100 years after this came out, is incredible to me. And then you got like a 72-minute documentary about the making of the film. Another, again, a case where you have the original score, which is brilliant, and a booklet as well. Amazing release. And then finally, they have many great steelbooks. This is one of the better ones, though. It is Touch of Evil, Orson Welles, and this has like different versions of the film. There's loads of great special features on this one as well. Great steelbook. But finally, let's get to number one, my favourite, what I consider to be the best Eureka Master Cinema release, and you go right back to the beginning. Spine number one, Sunrise, A Song of Two Humans, which is probably no surprise to some people like Ian. You know, this for me is just one of the best films of all time, and it's an amazing release, an absolutely amazing release. It's just absolutely stellar. You get the film itself in HD, which is just glorious, and then you get another version of the film, the Czech print of the film, which again has a slightly wider aspect ratio, so you get more in the frame. It's a shorter version of the film, but you get to see more, and you know, that in itself is just brilliant. Alternate score or original score, full-length audio commentary by a cinematographer, John Bailey. Rare outtakes. You get like 10 minutes of just outtakes from the film, just like, not like, you know, haha, I messed up my line, but like just stuff they didn't use, like, well, B-roll stuff, you know. And then you get the booklet itself, an original theatrical trailer. You know, the booklet's great. You get 3 discs because you get the old content on DVD as well. And then also there's a documentary called Murnau's Four Devils: Traces of a Lost Film, which is an amazing look at a film called Four Devils, which F.W. Murnau made after this film, and it's lost forever, and it's a travesty and a tragedy. But the fact that it's been kind of almost reconstructed in the documentary on this, where you get to see stills from the film, shots of the script and stuff. The narration of the documentary is a bit ropey, I will say that, that's my only criticism, but otherwise it kind of paints you a picture of what the film was, and it just makes you feel, oh, I wish I could see that film, you know? So yeah, all around for me, it's the quality of the film, the amount of special features, and just the presentation. That for me is the number one massive cinema release so far. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and now on my Facebook page, which you can add me on, facebook.com/RazorwireReviews, if you want to suggest any kind of topics for top 5 videos in the future. I'll be doing these every Tuesday, then you can do. Quite a few people have already sent in suggestions, and I will be using them in the future, or you can leave a comment down below just saying top 5 whatever, and I'll note it down and maybe come back to it in the coming weeks. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. And thank you to my highest pledging Patreon supporters, Vezius, Ryan Shataway, Jody Wood, Jonas Olsen, and Cineram. Really appreciate the support, and yeah, see you in the next video.
So you might say he's a really nice guy, really, but if fucking don't cut shit with me. He says he's really cool, but I think he's a tool.